So this is the Android box, the Android screen that I ordered from my ML350. So you see, in here we've got a bunch of cables. There's the mounting bracket for the screen, and here's the screen itself. So this looks pretty similar to the one that I got for the BMW E90 that I installed a few months ago. It's got a whole bunch of cable. It's got this speaker that I won't use because my car has Bluetooth for phone already. Auxiliary cable, so you've got to plug this to your auxiliary in to the car. For the Mercedes, they've got this AMI. Make sure your car has this AMI port. It's in the center glove box. This came with the AMI with the auxiliary 3.5mm input, so you've got to plug that in. That plugs into this, right? So you make sure that you've got AMI auxiliary in before you can use it. Okay, I've laid out all the cables just to make sure I know how to connect everything. So I've got this cable here which goes into there, and this has the same connection as the cable that went into the original screen, so I'll plug into here. There's the GPS for your navigation, Wi-Fi, antenna, and this is the main cable, this one, and that goes to here, which has this thing which looks like your factory plug. So one will go into the head unit and one will go into the original plug. And if yours have an optical fiber connection, you've got to remove it from the factory and plug it into one of these ends. And there's the AMI plug that you have to plug this into your center console. There should be an AMI port which has this 3.5mm plug that's gonna get the sound from the screen to your sound system. Alright, let's start installing. So first thing we will do is replace this piece so that we can take out the head unit. So all you need is one of these pry tools. Just push it in here, and this will just loosen this piece. That's just held together by clips, these 4 clips. Let's put that aside, and then we'll have to remove this piece, and again another one of these pry tools. These are all held together by clips, so it's just a matter of prying them out. There you go. So that just comes out. I'll just remove this to give me some room to work. There's a few cable there that we've just got to remove, so just to simply, there's a tab behind here that you press down and this will just push across and that will come out. Okay, the next step is to remove this head unit. To remove the head unit you need a T20 to remove. There are 2 screws, one here and one down here. Looks like. Oh yeah, I removed the screw. Put that down. these out. There's a cable on the side here that we have to remove before we can pull out the head unit. Okay, I've got the head unit out now. There's a bunch of cables there that I won't remove yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll have to remove this big harness here. And the next step is to remove this piece to get to the screen. To remove this piece, there are two screws, one here and one here, that we have to remove. And I think these would just be held together by clips, so I'll just use the plastic pry tool to pry them out after removing the screw. Okay, I've got the two screws out, this one, and now it's just a matter of prying this whole piece out. I'm going to use one of these, so I'm just going to carefully pry it out. These are just held together by clips. So that's it out. Okay, there's a couple of cables to remove. Okay, so these cables here, I'm just unclip it. I'll just rest it here. I won't remove it altogether. So there are two screws here, one here and one here. They should be T20s. Okay, so I've got the two screws undone, so the screen should just come right out. So there's two cables, one here and one here. There's a little clip here. You squeeze and this should come right out. Okay. And there's the screen. Pretty solid, very solid looking screen. So I've got everything moved out of the way now to start installing and running the cable for the Android screen. So it's down here in your center console, right? There's center console. There's the AMI plug. Okay, so this is the original harness into my head unit. I've got optical cable here, which I will move to the new harness. There's a space here for it. There's a space there for it, so I'm just going to move it and see how we go. Okay, so I've run the cable through. I've got everything hooked up just to test to make sure that it works. It does work, but I'll show you something that you have to do to make sure that the screen shows the original NTG screen when you're in Android mode. Let's see. I'll put everything back together and I'll do a review of the unit itself. So I've got everything back in place now. The antenna is up here. I've run the cable down here and underneath this panel. The only thing left I've got to run is this auxiliary cable. So I plan to run it through here and then up into the center arm console where the AMI cable is. So in the center arm console, you just have to remove this rubber floor mat from the center console, and you see a couple of screws. There's one here and one there. Once you've gotten that out, this piece will come out. That'll give you access to run the cable for the auxiliary input.